I'm Orna Ross, indie author and founder of the Alliance of Independent Authors. One of the first things that we noticed about self-publishing was that there are a lot of companies out there who know that writers need assistance. So the first guidebook that we put together for our members, and that is on sale to everybody through Amazon and on our website, is this. It's a guide to choosing a self-publishing service. And essentially it talks to the aspiring or the already burnt independent author and anybody who wants to know more really about the landscape of self-publishing. And we look at 20 different providers, some good, some excellent, some not so good, and really with an aim to trying to compare one to the other and work out what makes, in a situation where providers are not actually offering the same thing, how can we compare across the board, and trying to get a standardisation in there. So we've harnessed our Watchdog team to put together this guide. They've done a fantastic job, and the ultimate aim of the guide really is that by the time you finished reading it, you know everything you need to know to choose the pathway that's right for you. Because what people don't realise is there are so many different ways to self-publish a book, and only one of those ways is actually right for each book, and certainly for each writer. So working that out up front can save you a lot of money and a lot of time, a lot of effort that can go into actually the creative stuff. So that's what this book's about.
Avoid self-publishing service companies, especially companies like Penguin-owned Author Solutions. There's zero benefit to using one of them and a huge downside. It's much better to do everything yourself, but that doesn't mean you have to do everything yourself. You outsource all the tasks that you don't have the skill set for, like cover design or editing or proofing, and that's a trivial task. Like if you ever hired a plumber, it's not too different. You know, you get a referral from a friend, and you get a quote, and then you hire them or not. And you know, there's a kind of mystique that is attached itself to the publishing process, which is a bit of a myth, and it's not too difficult to publish a book. Marketing it is quite tricky. Writing a book is probably the most difficult step of all. But actually publishing it is relatively trivial.
Relatively trivial. And you mentioned personal relationships there and recommendations. Do you think that as an indie author community, that's the most important thing, that we all just help each other?
Well, yes, it's like a 1,000 different laboratories, like poking and prodding all the different systems and trying to optimize the best way to launch a book, or the best way to do a book cover, and we all share information, so. That is one of the strengths of the community, and you should really get out there and network and join all the various forums and follow different blogs and just see what people are doing.
I think the best thing you can do as a writer is to engage with the actual people who will like your book. And so when I say I write horror, it's important for me not to force my book on somebody who maybe only reads romance. The worst thing that's going to happen for me and for them is they're going to read that book. It's not for them. They're not going to enjoy it. It's not going to be a good experience at all. I think one of the key things authors fail to remember when they go into digital media and social is they forget the fact that if you're not still aware of speaking specifically to the engaged reader who would most likely like your work, you're not doing anybody a favor. And that could be why some of your self-promotion techniques aren't working.
My name is Ben Galley. I'm a fantasy author, indie author, and I'm here to launch the comparison guide of self-publishing providers with the Alliance of Independent Authors.
Wow, and I know that's a big book, but give us a bit of an overview. What's in the book?
Well, in the book is an analysis of 20 providers in the self-publishing environment at the moment, all different types of providers, from package providers, all the big famous ones such as Kindle Direct Publishing, a whole range basically. And the idea of it is to kind of educate authors as to what sort of providers are out there, how to publish, what to look out for, and basically the prices and the implications of going with such a provider.
So, and what would be, I know there's so much in there, but what's your number one recommendation for people who are just getting into the industry?
Just getting in the industry, in terms of provider, I would say Kindle Direct Publishing. It's access to the biggest Kindle store, also the biggest ebook store out there. It's also one of the easiest ones to use, so author friendly, and as ebook is such a popular format at the moment, it's you have to do it. There's no questions asked.
And what kind of personality traits or attributes do successful independent authors need?
I would say a business mind. We're in this to kind of succeed as authors and professional authors. So I would say, having the kind of the mindset where you have to, be successful. You have to push yourself. You have to be tenacious. and also professionalism. I think you have to look at your cover and your editing and try and get the finest piece of work you can. Don't just put anything out there. Aim as high as you can. So be professional, be business minded, and I think overall just do it. Just get out there and do it.